If cooking is stressful, make this recipe. Y'all, you are absolutely going to love this. It is so much fun to make and it tastes delicious. Hi, I'm Melissa Diane, and today I'm going to share with you my fantastic Blueberry Bling Turnover. You're just going to love it, and it's so easy to make. I'm going to start by going over the ingredients we're going to be using today. First of all, you need 1 package of some Pillsbury crescent rolls. Then you're going to use some cream cheese. We just need half a block of this, so it's 4 ounces of cream cheese. And then, of course, you need some blueberries. You're probably only going to use about half a cup, maybe 3/4 of a cup, but you need some blueberries. And then some sugar, some white sugar. And we're going to be using 2 tablespoons. And I will put this information in the description below the video. And then, oh y'all, guess what? The other thing you're going to need is something to put on top to make them look really pretty. You can either use some powdered sugar, or I like to use this. These are pretties. These are called sprinkles. These are clear. These happen to be by Wilton. And I like to put these on, and just gives these turnovers, y'all. This is a little extra bling. Makes them look even fancier. And y'all, they're just gonna taste fantastic. Okay, so to get started, what we're gonna do, let me move these out of the way. And we are going to get our crescent rolls open. So let's get our cookie sheet over here. Let's get these crescent rolls open. And so most of you have probably used crescent rolls before. If you haven't used crescent rolls, there's always this little thingy right here. It says start here, and you just open that. And this always gets me. Every time I open these, I always get a little anxious because it's gonna pop on you. I use a little spoon here on this line to open them. I just push in on it, and it's gonna go here in just a second. Hang on. Woo! It did it. Well, it always does that. Made Ace and Heidi jump too. They're sitting over here. Okay. All right. Made the pups jump. Okay, so here we go. We dump it on here. And you want to wash your hands beforehand, which I have, because you're going to be messing with this. Okay, so now you want to get your knife. And we're going to take this roll and we're going to open it out. Okay, so we're going to take this, and we are, if you can see, we are going to, let me turn it this way, long ways. There we go. And we're going to open this out like this. And this is going to make for us 4 turnovers, okay? And I'm going to pick it up and move it over just a little bit more. There we go. So I've got room. It's going to make 4 turnovers. And y'all, when you roll this out, you can see when you roll out the crescent rolls that there's these dotted lines, because normally you'd make little skinny crescent rolls, right? You just take this and you just pinch those together so you're making a solid sheet, okay? Pinch those together. And real quickly, on your cookie sheet, you can use parchment paper, but you want to put something down so it doesn't stick, so you can use parchment paper. Or what I do is, there's some of these little things you can get on a roll. These are called, they're silicone sheets that can go in your cookie sheets. And then these silicone sheets, y'all, you can just wash them over and over and over and over. They're really cool. I'll leave you a link for those. I found mine on Amazon a couple of years ago. Okay, so I've gotten those lines together, and then what I do, though, is I just kind of cut in between the main lines, because I want to make rectangles, okay? So you're going to make rectangles out of these. You're going to have 4 rectangles, and that's where your turnover is going to come from. So there we go. And y'all, the reason I said that this is good if you're stressed is because, you know, sometimes you just want to cook something that's fun to cook and that's easy, and you don't have to worry about measurements. I'm going to leave those measurements, like I told you, in the description below the video. But y'all, in reality, you don't have to measure anything. And if you're new to cooking, when I started cooking, I guess probably, I've cooked like holiday food my whole life, but that's about it. As far as just regular cooking all the time, I didn't really start doing that till about 5 years ago. And really about probably 3 years ago, I started cooking all the time when we moved out here. We're in the country, or somewhat the country. And I was always stressed about cooking, because I thought, oh, it has to be the right measurements. Most of the time, y'all, it doesn't. It's just all about taste and what you like. And so that's what I hope you'll learn from this video. Okay, so I've got my 4 rectangles. And so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our cream cheese. Okay, now let me move this over here for a second. We've got a bowl, and we're going to take our cream cheese. And I'm just going to take half of it, because it says 4 ounces and the package says that it's 8. So we're just going to eyeball this, and there we go. And that looks pretty much exactly in half. If it wasn't exactly in half, I would have taken the bigger one. Okay, so now I'm going to take this cream cheese and wrap it back up. Now let me tell you, if you've not used cream cheese a lot, there are many things that if you don't use it all, you can put it in the refrigerator and it will last for a good while. And I have a really, really good refrigerator. And things will last in there much longer than most refrigerators, except for cream cheese. I don't understand it, but it doesn't. And so once I've opened it, so what I'll do with mine is I may do it like this and put it in a baggie, but then I need to eat it within a couple of days. If I'm not going to eat this in a couple of days, I will vacuum seal it and put it in there, and then it will last, and it keeps that air out. But this just won't last a long, long time in your fridge. Okay, so we've got our cream cheese. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sugar. And a lot of times I just kind of eyeball it, but I want to go ahead, because I had told you that my official recipe that I have on this that I made this up a long time ago. I've been using this recipe, and it's actually 2 tablespoons. So I'm going to see if that's about right. And that is. I know it looks like a lot of sugar, but it's actually probably about 1.5 is what I've put in here. Okay. So we've got our sugar on top of our cream cheese. And so, like I told you, this is a recipe that's fun and it makes you feel good. And it's just a fun thing to eat. All right. Oh, something I didn't tell you. You want to go ahead and get your oven preheated, and you're going to preheat it to 375. And then also, as I'm mixing this up, you want to have on hand, if you have any ice cream, y'all, when these come out of the oven, you just let them sit for about probably 4 or 5 minutes. And then if you put these in a bowl and you put some ice cream on top and let that melt just a little, oh my gosh, y'all, it is fantastic. And if you're in Texas, I'm in Texas, we've got Bluebell ice cream. So if you're in Texas or in the South and you can get Bluebell ice cream, vanilla, and you put that on top of this, y'all, it is incredible. Lovely, lovely. Okay, so now this is all mixed up. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull over here our cookie sheet again. And then we're going to take some of this. And usually what I do when I'm doing this is I will, instead of scooping out the cream cheese like this, because when you do that, it's going to get all in your spoon and you'll have to, get a knife or something to get it out. I just take the back of my spoon and I get some like this on the back of it, and that just seems to be easier. And now we're going to take this and we're just going to put a blob of it here on top of your little turnover. And I just put some blobs on the middle of each one to kind of go ahead and get it measured out. And then I'm going to go back and I'll spread it. I don't spread it all the way to the edges because I don't want it to leak out really very much. And when you're doing this, you're probably going to think, oh, I don't have enough. You do. Once you get it all spread and everything, you'll see that you do have enough. Okay, so I'm just going to be spreading. Here we go. And if you have got a recipe that you like to make when you're stressed out and you're just wanting something fun to cook and it's fun to eat, please let me know what that is in the comment section, because I would love to know. And I would love to share some of those on the channel and share what you send in. Okay, here we go. All right, so we've got a little bit over here now, and we're almost have this on. These are just a fantastic dessert to have. And I make 4 of them. So like tonight, Jay doesn't know that I'm fixing these. And when he comes inside and he sees this, he's going to be so excited because he loves these. I think what he loves the most is that I put the bluebell on top. But then we'll have 2 left over, and he likes to eat them for breakfast because you plop these in the microwave. We don't put ice cream on them for breakfast. I guess we could, but we don't. And he'll plop these in, and they're a great little breakfast pastry. Okay, so we almost have it. Got a little bit more here, a little bit more over here. And you just spread it all over. And like I said, it's half a block. The measurements don't have to be exact. Just have fun with it, y'all. Okay, here we go. Let's move that over, and let's see, where are we going to put this? We'll put this one on this right here. Okay, now, I got a little messy. Let me wipe this off. Okay, now what we're going to do next is we are going to take our blueberries. So, get your blueberries washed. I usually will, after I wash them and then I drain them, I put them back in here and I pat them dry. Okay, because I don't want them all wet when I put them on here. So we're going to take these, and I don't put a whole lot in the middle, probably on each one. Oh, that's probably about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, probably about 10, I guess, on each one of these, depending on the size of your little pastry. There we go. And then we're going to put some of these somewhere else. I'll show you in just a minute. Here we go. And you can use other fruits in here also. I think I have this video that I've done this before, and one of our viewers who watches a lot, I think she had wrote in, I think she said she had used apricots, I believe, before. So I'm going to try one. Those are good. Okay, now what we're going to do next is, you can see what we've got. And now we're going to take these, we're going to fold them. Super easy, okay? Don't panic on me. We're going to take one corner of your rectangle and just take it to the middle. There we go. And then the opposite corner, we're going to take it and it's going to meet in the middle, okay? There you go. Those are kind of cool looking, aren't they? Then take another corner and go to the middle. There you go. And take this other corner and go to the middle. There you go. And I just make sure that, and then I just kind of pat them down. I pat them down, kind of seal that, if you can see how that looks. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take a few more of these blueberries. And here in the corners, and I'll hold this up so you can see it good. And then in a minute, I'll bring you around close before we go into the oven so you can see them up close. And I will just put a few more of these here on these open little areas right here. So I'll let you see. There you go. So you can kind of see what I did to that one right there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish folding up these others. And I'll see y'all in just a second. Okay, now we have got, look at this. Doesn't that look cute? And they're just going to be, they're going to taste so good. All right, so now we're going to take our little sprinkles that we've got. And I like to just take these, I just sprinkle them over the top. And then I'll pat them in just a little, okay? I just put them on. It just, all that does is it just gives a little bit of some bling to them when they come out of the oven. And I just think it's kind of fun. You don't have to put this on there if you don't want to. Or another thing to do when they come out of the oven, instead of using something like this, if you want to, you can get some sifted powdered sugar and you can put that on there also. So anyway, so here we go. Now I'm going to meet you over at the oven. Okay, y'all, so here's a quick look at our turnovers now before they go into the oven, and here we go. Let's put these little guys in here. Okay, so here we are, and it is on, let's see, 375, and we're going to put these on. I want to let them go. I like to let them go for about 8 minutes, and then we're going to check them. Okay, so it's been about 9 minutes, and we are almost done. Let's see, let me look up in here. And I don't want them to burn. They look a little darker there, I'm noticing on the video than actually in person. I'm trying to go for about another minute. Let's go maybe about another minute. Oh, looky here, y'all. These just look gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Oh, they're going to be fantastic. You do want to let them get golden brown so that way they're a little bit crispy on the outside and they're oh so nice and gooey on the inside. So now let's give them a try. Okay, so Jay just came in from the hanger and he's going to taste this for us.
I love these things.
Hello.
Hi, baby doll.
You love these, don't you?
I do.
Okay, so do you want a spoon or a fork?
A fork.
Okay. And I told everyone that the way you really like them is when we put it in a bowl and we put Bluebell vanilla ice cream.
Oh, yeah, I like that a lot.
Okay.
I like that. These look pretty good. These are bigger than the last ones you made.
They are. They are. And you know what? I put them on the cookie sheet with that silicone mat so they kind of spread out a little more. What do you think?
Pretty darn good.
One of your favorites.
Be mine for later.
Yeah, yours for later? Yeah, we'll have that for dessert. So,
With some Bluebell ice cream.
Okay, and if you come back in a bit, you can taste this next video that's going to be popping up. It's going to be a pasta dish.
I'll catch you on my way back through.
Okay, thank you.
You bet.